What's up, guys? Shadowban Doms here, and I wanted to give you the best healers in Season 1 for Midnight, with the most recent AWC showing into account, the current meta data analysis as well, and overall popularity. I'm taking newer players into account on this one, so I'm going to give you the best healer you can actually pick for any PvP environment. The healer meta has been anything but stable lately. That's exactly why this tier list matters. Okay, so if you're climbing solo shuffle or coordinating threes, this snapshot of the meta will help you understand what's thriving, struggling, or what might be one tuning knob away from being extremely successful, right? So let's check it out. So Disc Priest is very popular. You did just get a nice 80% buff to Shadow Word Execute, allowing you to really contribute to finish games. I mean, it's not a Mistweaver Touch of Death, but it's still very helpful. So I'm definitely going to put it at awesome. The only reason I'm not putting it top level, guys, is because I am taking new people into account. I think new players, if you don't preemptively put these shields out and walls, things like that, you can struggle a little bit, especially against burst heavy comps if you're not ready for it, which is exactly why I'm going to be putting Holy Priest at actually top level. You see a lot of Holy Priest in the AWC. There's a reason for that. Their burst healing you save is very, very effective. What that means is if you're at like 10% HP, they can top you off in one global, basically a Serenity. That's very effective in battlegrounds, arenas, any type of PvP situation. You're just going to be doing a little bit less damage than Disc. So if you're like a DPS main like I am, and you heal, Disc is a good healer for you. Otherwise, if you're a full throttle healer and you're into that theme and you want to go all the way, Holy Priest is going to set you free. You might as well grab some Angel Wings and rock Holy. Speaking of Angel Wings, you can immune CC with Angel as well and bring people back to life. It's an incredible healer. Extremely slept on, to be honest with you guys. Now, Holy Paladin, Holy Pala, I'm going to be putting it as awesome, guys. It's been slowly creeping up. It was at held back, then to skillful. We didn't see too many in the AWC. Like I said, check the meta stats right now, guys. One thing to note that's really good about all these healers is that none of them are under construction right now. We'll see if any are held back, but for Holy Paladin, it's definitely not held back. You got bops, magic bops, you got sacks, you got freedoms, you got answers. And if you have answers, especially with a 20% WOG heal buff and possibly some more throughput changes coming in, I will say for Mythic Plus, guys, I don't want to leave you PvE players out this time. For Mythic Plus, Disc just got massive buffs, and so did Holy Paladin. These are going to be your top two healers in Mythic Plus, along with whatever else is already currently in the meta. So Holy Paladin is looking totally fine, guys, and it's going to be S tier. It's one tuning knob away from being S tier, okay? So Mistweaver, this is a hot topic, guys. Mistweaver is going to be staying in S tier, and I'm a Mistweaver master. I'm going to tell you why. Well, for starters, we're seeing them all over the AWC. I get it, but for 12.0.5, the last set of nerfs are coming in for Mistweaver. They're getting a 50% nerf on their passive buff regen clouds for their Vivifies. And they're also getting a flat 5% nerf, as well as the flat 5% nerf last week, a few other adjustment knobs. So it's coming down. Cocoon is also getting bumped up by 15 seconds with the node that reduces it. So they don't want you to live as long in dampening. That's why they're making these changes, which is totally fine. The Cocoon nerf was a little bit, unnecessary, but I get it. You're going to be totally fine. Let's get some skill. There's a lot of flavor of the month rerolled Mistweavers, and then there's OG Mistweavers. To an OG Mistweaver with skill, it's a slap on the wrist. To a flavor of the month reroller, relying on Cocoon to basically win you games, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble, right? So it's a mindset thing with Mistweaver, guys. For Resto Druid, now Resto Druid is a hot topic, boy. And what I will say is it is going to be awesome. It's going in the A tier because for starters, for 12.0.5, you guys are getting a 40% buff to Wrath, Starfire, 25% buff to Moonfire, Sunfire, as well as Star Surge. Now, I would have loved to see those buffs for Boomkin, but we'll talk about that on a different video. For now, this is just healers. All that does, guys, is open up another flex window of style, allowing you to do damage from range instead of being in cat form all the time. Now, I'm not a Resto Druid master, but I do know you can maim stun and you have to get some combo points. You're going to end up having to go into cat anyways. So it's not that game-breaking, the new buffs coming in, but it does help, right? Especially for newer players that are trying to contribute and send some Wraths and Star Surges, they're going to be able to help. So Resto Druid's getting real nice, guys. You're one tuning knob away from being top level. Trust me on that one. So for Resto Shaman, guys, Resto Shaman, I am going to put it as skillful. Now, what I will say is we didn't see too many of them in the AWC. That's because nobody wants to take a chance. At the end of the day, Resto Shaman is down to skillful. But why be skillful when you could be top level with less skill, right? That's why you didn't see a lot of them in the AWC. Their throughput is just not going to hold a candle to like a Serenity or a Mistweaver right now. But they're close. Now, I love Resto Shaman. My baby second is Elemental, so I dabble in Shaman a lot. I personally do very well on Resto Shaman. We're getting a 30% Lava Burst buff. That's music to my ears. In fact, our Lava Burst might be hitting for even 50 to 100k Lava Burst crits, which will be very delicious. Then we just need a little bit more throughput, and Resto Shaman is going to be top tier. Again, I'm very disappointed that we lost that totem, that stone totem that does passive mitigation over time where people have to stand in it. I love that totem. I cannot believe they got rid of it. And then making us choose between Ascendance and Chain Link. I get it, but just give us a bit more throughput then. But I will say Riptide is starting to hold it down pretty well. Okay, so skillful, but just one barely a tuning knob away from being top level or awesome as well. So Preservation, I'm going to put Preservation as skillful. Dream Breath, Cleave Healing, especially in Battlegrounds and Blitz, is extremely satisfying. Especially if you can do a Dragon Stun. I mean, you can almost solo 1 versus 30 with a Dragon Stun, AoE Cleave, Dream Breath on your entire team. Switching from offensive to defensive for entire team fights is massive. This is your Blitz healer. This is your BG healer. This is your World PvP healer. Now, for Arena Shuffle and Solo, you do see a few of them around, but it's going to take some skill because you got to know to balance damage heals, and you've got to get your radius situated. You got to get used to the proximities and things like that. It's not an easy just walk in the door healer, in my opinion, but if you like the dragon theme and you play Devastation as a main, this should be your top go-to healer. And once you get good at it, guys, Preservation's going to reward you. Preservation is one of those healers where once you get good at it, you feel unstoppable, right? Because you're literally a playmaker. Okay, so that'll do it, guys. Check the stats. These are the meta stats right now for the most popular healers in the game that are successful. Looks like it has Disc at the top instead of Holy. This is my version of it. You can't go wrong because at the end of the day, these healers, it's getting smaller. Have you guys noticed that? It's getting smaller as far as the gap. Couple more tuning knobs. Every single one of these healers are going to be on A. They're all going to be amazing, which is just where we want them. The only thing I worry about, guys, is if Blizzard turns the knob down on these healers to make them equal, that just means the DPS are going to start destroying everybody. So we cannot have that, okay? Because then we'll have a 0.2 second burst meta again, and we want to avoid that, right? I didn't mind the War Within. Aside from the Hunter burst and all that people were complaining about, it was a pretty damn good expansion and arena run, guys. So we're getting there again. So let's just see if we can keep it going and move towards this kind of consistent, kind of perfect paced meta with kind of like the perfect balance of healer and DPS ratio. We've been trying to get it right for expansions, so let's see if we can get it right this time. I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you in the arena.